window schedule are divided into two areas. One of it is the schedule, and the other one are the legend for the doors and windows. So that each type of the doors and each type of windows are copied and drawn in plan and elevation on top of each other, and then having some naming for them. And the schedule is shown for the windows and for the doors. So that if we shift to the Revit, you can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the way to do it is that you have to first go to annotate, and then from the components that we have, and let's just we are in the ground floor. We go to view, and from legends we have here, those are the legend titles that we have, but we'll visit those after we have the do the schedule. So that we go to schedule and quantities, and then you will have here a drop down menu to tell you what items you want to show, and I'm just highlighting architecture, and then look for doors, so that we have here doors, and we can hit OK here, and then it will tell us what kind of things we want to show in the schedule. So that what I will pick is I look for mark and then include it, and then look for pipe mark and then include it. And then important thing is that we grab the family as well and then include it, and then we look for the height and width, and we look for material or finished material. Let's look for material here if it does exist. It doesn't exist, but we have finished material, and this is finished. We can put it here, and we have level as well. So these are the important things that can be shown in your schedule. So if we are done with here, we can hit OK, and then automatically it will build it for us. So that it will build for us the mark, the type mark, the family, the height, the width, the finish, and which level we are in. So that if you need to adjust these fields, you can go to the left template here and then go to the fields and then adjust what you want to have and then add or subtract what you want to do here. And then also you can sort it if you want to sort it by level, for instance. So that I want to sort this by level, and I can hit this, and then it sorted for me what comes first in the ground level and then what comes in the following levels. Or I can also separate the sheets or separate the schedule table from each other, and by just making header or footer here, and then what I want to show based on this, if I want to show the count and total, so this might be something for only or whatever I want to see here, I want to show here, so that it separate them into three, because I have basically three levels, and I didn't do the doors for all of them, but it shows me how many doors I have in the ground level and how many doors I have in the second level and how many doors I have in the third level. Now for the finish and the width, it is the finish mainly is tricky, because once you initiate that, you will see a blank finishes here. So that what you can do, you have two options, so that you can come here and then write what you want to have. And I'm giving you this, by the way, for illustration, so that I'm not expecting all of you to write paint in the drawing and then give it to me. And if you shift to any one of it, you will see the paint highlighted. So that, for instance, if I decide here to write different things, so that if I decide here to write just wood, if I pick another row here, it will give me the two options, so that I don't have to repeat everything by writing it. One of the other option here for the doors, I can highlight what I want to look at, and then I say highlight in model, so that it will refer me to the door exactly where is it in the schedule and link it to the doors that I have in the plan. So this is another option to link them to each other, to know exactly what are you referring to. If you are make a mistake or you need to adjust it, you can go to it. Right. So that you have you can go to door quantities here, door schedule here that we initiated, and then click on it to shift back to the schedule. But I want to show you something that I think will be handy for you, because I think you will have lots of doors, and this will be painful for you to just write on all of it the description. So if you pick one of the doors and you right click on it, and then you select all instances entire project, and you go here, and in the finish and frame material, you can add what you want to have. So that if we decide to have here wood in here, and we come to the frame material and we said just anything, we write, for instance, we write mahogany, for instance. I feel like it's not a wise thing to do, because this kind of wood is going to be very expensive, so that it's not going to be useful to have it as frame material. But I just write this for illustration, and then I said apply, so that if you go back to your door schedule here, it will update itself for all of the drawing, all of the doors that are having the same mark. It will be just reflected to it, so that you don't have to go and update your finish here. So that if we decide to go to the fields and update, and then we go to the frame material and then add it, and I want to have this beside the finish, because it doesn't make sense to be after the finish. So that let's put it like that, and then hit OK. It will update with the mahogany name. So that if I go back here and pick this one and then highlight in the model, and it's just one door that I have, I don't have much doors of this, so that I can just go to it here and do the same thing. I will update it here by having those. If you have multiple doors that are identical to each other, this is useful by picking them all and then edit them here, so that it will be reflected by your schedule. So this is my door schedule, and I can take it and paste it in my drawing, as you probably all are aware of this, so that you can make new sheet and hit OK, and then you pick it, you pick the door schedule, and then put it here. One of the options that you have, you do this as if you are dealing with Excel. You can enlarge by clicking on it, and then hold this and then move it around, so that you will not be enforced to have things written on one or two lines, because that will save you some if you decide to do this, so that you can adjust it. And then if it comes out to have a long table, you can split it by hitting this elbow, and then it will be split into two if you have large number of doors or windows. And then you do the same thing for the windows. It's going to be the same thing, but you have to add for the window one more thing, which is the cell height. So that if I go back, let's illustrate this one more time. I go to schedule, So that we'll do it for the windows now. Take the windows and then hit OK, and then add the exact material that we have marked and type mark, family, height, width, material, frame material, finish material, not material, finish material and frame material, and you add the cell height, because cell height is some value that is important for us to tell us what is how much this window is elevated from the ground. And then you repeat the whole thing also and develop the window schedule. Let's do it. So that we go to mark and then put it, type mark, and then put it here. Then look for family. Family is representing the description of the door. And then we look for the height, and we look for the width, and we look for the cell height, and then we look for the comments, and then we put it here. And then after that, it will just create something similar, and then you can sort it and separate it using the option of filtering here or sorting that we did here. So these are the items that is needed for the windows. I think regarding the schedules and for the components, what you need to do is that you will go to legend here, or legend in the as we showed here, and then you come to legend and then create a new legend here and then name it doors, and then you will do another one for windows and try to make your scale 1 to 20. By the way, so what you will do here is after opening a legend for the doors, what you will have is that by going to annotate, you will have the components, detail component, repeating detail component, then you have legend component. Once you click on legend component, it will open up this for you. This is a drop-down menu that includes all of the items that you have a project, so that you can go to doors. For instance, we'll take all of the doors that we have here, so that I have this door, and then I put it, and then I can have my other door here. And by clicking on this door, I can show, instead of the floor plan, I show the elevation. So that by this, I'm having the first door in my building, and this is the first legend. I can come also to another one and pick another kind of door, and then shift it like this, and take it, copy it like that, and pick it, and then shift it to the elevation. Just the important thing is that you want to make sure that your drawings and align. Don't make things that are just randomly picked like this, so that you can align them. It's better to align the windows from the top, so that they will be shown as if, like, suppose you are having different heights of the doors, so that here we are aligning them from the bottom. For the windows, try to align them from top, so that they will be shown in a better format. So suppose this is my legend that I have, and I still can do some, if I wanted to do a frame about them, or I make a table, I can still draft and then separate them to show that they are belonging to two different things. So that, and by this, you can run all of the drawing, all of the doors and windows you have, so that you can create a legend also for windows. And then after finishing this, you can go back to your drawing and take the legend that you pick as doors, and then do the drawing here. And then you do the same thing for the windows, and by this you are done